It's either Ann or me.
All right,
Ern's got one.
it's 4:30, let's call the meeting to order. Let's just note that the meeting is being recorded for the city's purposes. First item is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Move to approve as written.
Oh, well, I just had a clarification.
Yep.
Where it just said about the possible for regular groups could have set tea times. I just want to clarify, the women's Tuesday morning tea times revert back to the, block of times that we usually had in the past.
Okay, so you want to detail that specific time slot?
Well, I just said it was for the women's Tuesday morning tea times to revert back to a set block of time. Rather than
We used
just,
to do a couple years ago.
it right now just says the regular groups. Well, I just
Yeah,
wanted
that,
to.
Well,
I
we
just
can-
looked at that paragraph a few minutes ago, a second time myself, and as I recall the conversation last time, we talked about possibly doing something for the regular groups
Correct.
during
Cast a wide net.
the week.
Yeah,
Correct.
multiples,
This
not,
doesn't say anything about during the week.
okay, so we
I don't
definitely,
want people in trouble, well, we can get a group of tea time Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Right,
So I-
I specifically said Tuesdays,
Okay.
women's Tuesdays.
yeah, that's the thing I think we talk about, groups, weekday groups that regularly play,
Okay.
Yeah, I think
regular groups of multiple tea times that play, the
Okay.
ladies, the PACC league, Vern Shaw's group on Thursday, the doctors on Wednesday, where it's 11 o'clock every Wednesday, or the ladies, 9 o'clock.
A specific.
Right, ladies,
right.
9 o'clock, it's not, David Noyes playing 5 days a week at 7:30 in the morning with 2 other people, that type of thing,
Mhm.
Oh, I can do that?
No.
Yeah, get your own tea time.
Start selling them.
Yeah, I just thought it ought to be mentioned as weekdays, because
Yes.
somebody does read, because weekdays isn't in there anyway.
Yeah, we should definitely put weekdays in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
So if somebody's gonna want a group of tea times every Saturday morning.
okay, I'll revise it.
Thank you.
So we'll do it next time?
No, we could just approve them with that.
But I move to amend the minutes to reflect the conversation. Anyone second that?
I'll second that.
Lawyer.
Close enough for me.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any old business?
Move now to approve the minutes as amended. No, I'm not gonna go that far.
All right, you want to do that?
Do we need to do that?
You just did it. Oh, sure. You did it.
Okay. Did it, okay. Any old business? Any new business? All right, so next item is the correspondence from Brennan LeBlanc. So did anybody have a chance to read their comments?
Yeah.
Yes.
Most of us got it, right?
Mhm.
But these don't need to be read into the.
You already part of the packet. Yeah, so I think we're okay there.
Is this something that we're addressing page by page, or do you want
Well, we can address the first email. So,
chronological?
Yeah, we'll do it chronological.
Let's go back to the
21st at 2:58.
Is there an update on anything being addressed here, or before we discuss, or is it just was up to the commission to address?
Last I left it with Mike and Mark, had several conversations with them about the meal. They're more than willing to refund individuals if they request a refund.
Yeah.
And pretty sure Brent already did get a refund because that money was brought in. And Mark is willing to give his cell phone number out and give it out to anybody that requests it, as far as that goes.
So just contact you.
Yeah, if anybody from that meal wants a refund, then contact me, I can get them Mark's direct phone number
Okay.
and get that over to them, and then kind of take it individual by individual, and, as far as that goes.
So Brenda, you said was refunded?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, that money was left in the golf shop and she picked it up.
And That was for the, member.
Yeah, the
Three-day member.
Yeah, 3-day member meal, I don't, I think it has to be, looking at the date, Saturday, September 18th.
Yep.
That's right.
All right. We'll go to the second email. This is all been pretty much updated now that the website has been updated, added new commissioners, their phone numbers, and then I believe all the meetings have been posted. Most of them.
All the agendas had been posted. So what we did do was put a link to the YouTube version of the meeting.
Correct.
I have not yet been able to get the actual documented minutes put up, but I will.
Okay.
But there is a YouTube link and anyone can access it
Okay.
for all city meetings.
Yep.
The link is for.
Yep. And any other further comments on the second one?
That was really it.
Okay, so we go to the third one.
Thanks to Sue for taking care of all of that.
You're welcome.
Does anybody have any comments on?
I guess it's more of a, for the Gardner Women's Golf Association, I don't know what other women feel about the charge and how it's run. I don't think you're gonna always be able to make everyone happy, however, so you do one route versus another. There's some people who aren't going to, like how it's set up. I don't know if there's any other color around that we have.
So this is basically run the same way the men's association.
Correct.
Mhm.
I kind of pile on Alice, it's something that I started several years ago, I think with the men's. And that first year I did that with the men's, I ran the ladies by hand and then turned the ladies over into computer scoring, less labor intensive, I guess, even though I'm still not able to keep up as well. I kind of agree with the sentiment that anything I throw out there, it's not going to keep everybody happy. I know I have men that don't play in the men's for various reasons as well. I just can't, throwing out 3 different umbrellas to cover everybody is.
Are there any other options? I mean, rather than if they want to pay $125, I mean, is there?
There is not right now.
Is there
No,
an
it's like-
application that the woman would actually take over and
That,
do?
that's, that's the thing is, obviously prize money comes back into the golf shop, helps me out as far as that goes. The amount of prize money that comes in is not as large as I think a lot of people think it is. It definitely helps my business, won't make any qualms about that, but there's 18 different ways that this situation could be run. That's the decision I made to do it this way, to follow the men and kind of use the computer system and get away from the hand signups, the individual, daily entry fees, the hand scoring, and so on and so forth. Because as much as I still haven't kept up with everything, it is much easier to score, to post, so that there's websites that get created and the participants can see results when they're up, stats when they're up through the Golf Genius system. Like I said, there's 18 different ways we could do it. I'm sure there's 18 different golf courses that do it 18 different ways. So.
Do we know, like, if somebody pays $125, how much of that money they actually win in prizes? Like you receive, I don't know, say 20 women paid $125.
Of that $125, and this goes the same for the men, same for the women, I took $25 out to either give that person a dozen golf balls, or $25 credit onto their account. I'm not gonna get into profit and loss, on a dozen golf balls, it doesn't matter. So $100 of that,
Right,
$100 of that, and have everybody go into the prize pool. So I had 22 ladies, so that prize pool formed $2,200.
okay.
The men was probably 50 something, so 5,000 whatever
Yep.
into the prize pool, and I
Mhm.
broke it down by tournament. And obviously, the same thing goes with every tournament you run, is that, entry fee is, everybody's not gonna make their money back on
Right,
every tournament or over the long run. I've got people in the men's and ladies that are well above the $100. I've got people on the men's and ladies side that are below 100.
okay.
Good. Anything about the tournament committees and?
I get very little interest. A lot's been commented on, and I don't know if it's in this email or not, about price pointing of the tournaments. I kind of look at that stuff a little bit like a product and service that the golf shop offers. That if I make a mistake and offer the club championship at $100 to enter, I'm not gonna have everybody entering it, because they're not gonna play for $100. So try to get to the point where I can get a little prize money for the prize pool, yet keep it kind of reasonable.
Maybe in that off-season,
Yeah,
try to
try to
try
get
to get people
get some people,
interested.
I've always tried tournament committee, handicap committee,
Yep.
Stuff like that, where,
It's worth a shot.
not- yeah, not a
More people
lot.
are playing golf now, maybe
there's
there
a lot
might
of
be
people in there.
more
But,
interest,
yeah.
but.
I really think a handicap committee is a real
Necessity.
or necessity.
We are supposed to, as a golf course in the gym system, have a handicap
I
committee,
mean, I don't,
to kind of stay,
a ton of people that don't know how to stroke control a card
and have
with
a
these
good
new
party.
rules,
Yeah.
and
It's just so, there's too much for us to sit down and look at. I've seen them in gym 200 plus.
I mean, I think a
Gym members,
handicap
yeah.
committee is,
They do have those
Paramount.
advanced apps that would like analyze data, right, in the scoring of someone, like with their anomalies too, with like, different scores happening. Now, the score's not getting posted that they're playing tournaments.
yeah, I would say
things of
something like
nature
that.
Too, as well. Like, it would analyze the
We
new
need to
tee
talk
sheet
about what
with
they,
the gym
do
system
this.
and go, hey, you played,
People
where's
turn
your
in their
score?
cards, but they
The
put
problem-
their
Exactly,
T-sheet
they
and we
post
policy
their
for
score.
it.
Versus-
Do they turn in the cards and they post, and then we validate that they did post it and post it correctly? I mean, I don't know.
But you go very far down the rabbit hole with these
That's, and it's a very,
time-intensive project.
it's not an easy thing for people, for golf members to get on a committee like that and, go after their peers.
Well, like I just said to Jeff, I mean, if we had 3 to 5 people, we'd have to get together and figure out what we're gonna do and, where the responsibilities are and, yeah, I mean, I don't wanna go necessarily chasing after my peers and say, you don't know how to stroke control a card and post a wrong score, but
Yeah.
somehow we need to get at that because I think it's an issue.
If we have interest and people want to do it, the next step would be finding other courses that do have them and how do they run theirs,
Right.
and basing off of those.
There's
no reason for us to reinvent the wheel.
No.
Good idea.
Get a couple different options. I have Brian Smith from the shop, but again, that's a private golf course too, so it's a little different down there, but.
Like this green hill have one, talking about Moyes and things like
Yeah.
that. We gotta get that far.
Plus, we
first.
know
We
that.
don't wanna do
We
it.
gotta find out one- some of the municipals, do they have them?
Right, and I guess something about that being said, if we didn't know what it would look, an idea what it would look like, you could at least tell people this is what you're signing up for too. So, I don't know.
When they pay for the gym.
Sure, I mean, when the people signing up to be on the committee, if we said, hey, this is what the job should look like,
Yes.
we think, we were subject to change and input, but,
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe get the tires on it.
Yeah.
Just to get some information about it.
Golf carts, those are okay as far as I'm concerned. Driving range practice green. In baskets, I wish people would bring them back. Me too.
Don't we all?
With their plastic baskets, I think we can afford.
Wrong answer,
those.
wrong answer.
Why?
Because I bet you know 50 people at that golf course who have plastic baskets in their bags or in their cars. I guarantee you do.
Or at their house.
And they're $11 a piece. And if you put out 20, they will steal 15. I'm not making this up, I've done it for 12 years here. I could rattle off 50 members that have stolen balls this year, that you know. That it's not even about the baskets, it's that if nobody's over there, they go over there at 6 in the morning and steal balls and hit them. It's the same thing as stealing, right?
How many baskets do you think you bought in the last 10 years?
I mean, I stopped buying them. That's where we were at. I mean, they used to spend thousands of dollars on stuff over at that range. I stopped buying golf balls because people would steal the good balls and then hit their shag balls. And then they would have to pay somebody to sit in the range out all day long and separate those balls. I mean, you guys did not make a lot of money at that range before I came here.
So what is?
And this year we made about
So
$75,000.
what if there are no baskets and someone goes to, want to use the driving range, they put their token in, there's no basket?
There's always something over there. Trust me. We've beaten this horse numerous times. And the other thing is, like, where are the other driving ranges? There's a reason they're closing. They charge $10 on grass tees up in New Hampshire and $6 on synthetic mats. That should tell you that grass is really expensive. So.
Well, I've heard this from others, not only in this particular email.
And I bet some of those others have taken baskets. I'd be willing to bet that a lot of the membership that has been there for a long time has stolen something at that driving range.
Not me, but.
You don't know.
I don't know.
I don't go there. I didn't go there.
I don't go there, and I don't do
I'll guarantee on a good Saturday or Sunday morning in the business, in the middle of the summer, if I could get keys to every car, I'd find at least 30 baskets.
I'd say just go over there before 6 a.m. and you'll see a lot of people sneaking over there.
At that point, they've
Do
already
car
got it.
checks, we could check their trunks.
If you build it, they will come. If I put out nice shiny
It's
plastic
very
baskets.
similar to one golf cart keys.
I've seen people pull up to go to that driving range, open up their trunk, grab a club, and half a basket of balls that was in their trunk.
Yeah, now that we're getting crazy volume of people off the streets,
Right.
guess what? It's not trustworthy members you gotta worry about now. So if a guy spends $6 or $5 on a token, it's an $11 basket,
The
and they
members,
only come there once.
the members who are doing it, they hit half a bucket, put the half bucket in the car, hit the other half, put the basket back. For the, is what I can see a lot of, at least. The people who aren't members are taking them. And I'm sure there's the other side of it, just people just taking them, keeping them, obviously, that are members. But I saw a lot of people hitting half buckets and then keeping half. So,
Which if I only have 20 baskets over there, if 15 people do that, then somebody shows up and doesn't have a basket to do balls on a busy Saturday.
I think the baskets I saw this past weekend, the first time I've been down there since the spring, we're working fine. The new baskets.
Yeah, and you know what? Nobody steals those.
No one's gonna steal those.
So that tells you right there that people are stealing those baskets because they're nice plastic baskets. Because when I put out crummy ones, they don't get stolen. I mean,
Disposable baskets, it is.
shopping bags, I've seen that for the innovative golfer.
If I go hit a half a bag, I got a shopping bag in my car. I'll put the other half of the basket in the bag and put the basket back.
We've done it. I've tested it where I put out 10 baskets and they'll steal down to 5.
Mhm.
If I put out 20, they'll steal down to 15, or excuse me, down to 5. But if I put out 5, they won't steal any. Because people have like a little bit of a conscience, but if they see a whole bunch of good stuff over there, what's stealing 5, you know what I mean?
Here's my chance to get one.
Yeah, it gets old.
GPS trackers.
Leave your wallet at the pro shop, get a basket.
Another $1 bag.
Like the keys.
Anything else on that? About golf leagues?
I had even less interest in the golf leagues, I don't know why it's really an issue on that.
Nope,
I
there's
threw
one
it,
of these up there, so.
I threw it out there and I didn't have any interest, so I let it go.
Do you think it's necessary to have trash cans on 7-Eleven?
I do.
They'll be walking by one on 11,
11.
right next to the men's tee. You have to walk by it to get to the women's tee.
You can reach it from the car path.
Well,
Unless you come through the
I
woods.
walk over
It's
the
green.
T.
Shouldn't.
No, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it.
We're getting zero tonight, so
We don't need
we're
one.
doing good tonight.
I see 7, I think.
7's probably the next one.
Seven.
Yeah, because you walk from 6.
Okay.
But
Compromise, compromise, yeah.
It's a big trash barrel on 11 too. We did do
Rarely
surveys.
filled.
I mean, we could consider doing one, somebody wants to write up a survey and send it out, and see what kind of response we get. We do that.
You can just do a Google survey, email it, you're saying?
We do anything,
You want to post it on Facebook too, if you want.
Yeah.
So just-
Yeah.
Then you just pull the data out, or you don't have to like look at paper to see what the answers were, if you have any questions. If not, then it's just,
Can we make it non-anonymous?
What's that?
Can we make it non-anonymous, so people have to put their name down?
That's optional. And then commission members, that's on mayor's. That's the mayor.
I just want to mention, we do send a general announcement out regarding handicap committee, and we do the survey to ensure we capture all the members, because I'm still not getting communication. I know,
Did you get emails again or no?
I'm not getting any yet.
I know Sharon's not getting them, there's a number of
That's great,
people,
that's great. I don't know, I
so.
gotta
You
figure
know
out
what?
why.
I don't think I've got an email.
Okay.
I mean, and I used to get them, both of my
They do need to get in there and do a refresh,
emails.
but I gotta find like a rainy day for them to get in there.
Yeah, so I think
Use that
that's
same-
I
very
haven't gotten
important.
any.
You get text
Couple.
But not the email that's attached to that same text message? Because that would come from, that would come from the same blast.
Yeah,
I don't always put text messages on the emails, but if it's a short thing, I can throw a text message out too.
yeah, okay. I thought,
But they do need to get in there one more time and try to get the systems to talk a little bit, but I need to find
It's
a little bit of time
sweet,
because
the records.
a rainy day and kind of try
You
that.
finally stopped getting rainy days and now you're asking for one?
Well,
No more rainy days. Snow day.
Good one.
Pretty
Oh,
soon.
we're gonna snow.
but it's only because they need to use my primary computer,
oh,
which is the server computer is my primary computer.
right.
So,
Did someone else do it, or like Freddie or somebody?
It's all golf and all stuff.
It's all.
It's all golf and all stuff.
Um,
But they do the servers.
We kind of lease that out on them, so.
They'll tweak the system.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions or comments on Brenda's emails?
Are you gonna respond to her in some way to it, or just?
I've already responded to it. I've already responded.
Oh, okay.
Update, Dan?
Not much. Tournament season is done. I am not gonna run a cross-country scramble. Made a decision weeks ago when COVID stuff started popping around from meals to not run the meal portion of it. But the way I ran the tournament anyways, it was ABCD scramble, so it would have been strangers next to strangers, and I'm not doing that this year. Just gonna let it go and bring it back. Bring it back next year, and hopefully we're normal. Then we can do everything, do the follow-up meal, and
Yep.
be done with it. Chasing a couple invoices down in tournaments, but other than that, we're pretty much wrapped up for the season inside, just dealing with offers.
Still busy.
Yeah, not bad.
Steady.
Yeah.
Mornings.
What's the new member activity been this fall?
Pretty good. I would say probably about 40, I'm guessing, I didn't look at the numbers. Probably around 40. You know, because I know I have a good list of referrals. You know, what, doubt 40 will replace 40 people that don't return, because I'm sure that number will be fairly big this year because our membership number is so high. You know, to people that joined and just had to go back to work and didn't find enough time to play. So at least we got a good little net to replace some of the people that will fall off.
should be over tomorrow, hooray. We have 3 more greens left to do. A big thank you to all the volunteers. We had several. Many hands make light work with that operation, so thank you to the volunteers. A couple weeks, we're going to be blowing out the irrigation system and chasing leaves. And with some cold nights coming up, they will be coming down. So clean, clean, clean.
They came down Saturday night.
They're coming down now, cold tonight. So other than that, yeah, just get the place cleaned up for the winter.
All right.
When you're shutting the water off in down near 16, when will that be shut off?
Down here, 16.
By the barn?
Yeah, by the barn, right,
The
that's a
spigot?
hose.
Oh, the wash off? When we blow out the whole system, we'll do that, because that's tied right into 16 green. Yeah, so we'll blow that out, but they're
Because
probably
I
not
use
for,
it,
probably not for a couple weeks.
okay.
Put that in an email, file that under another request.
Then I have to go down and blow a lot,
So
and use the
it's
water,
turns everything
and
off,
use the
yeah.
hose down there.
Some of the tough parts of life, you know.
Slow.
Clean those
Get
tires.
you the barrel.
Get rid of the geese.
We'll get rid of
Get
the
rid of the
geese.
geese, it wouldn't be
Like-
so
and
bad.
I probably-
Get rid of the geese.
And we'll probably be
We
sold.
know how to do that, but
Yeah, those days are over too.
When are they installing the windows at the restaurant?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We bought them though.
Yeah, I know.
We bought the windows, so we have them.
Yep.
And we're waiting when it's basically convenient for him / I think the restaurant totally shut down.
It's pretty much shut
Yeah.
The restaurant is shut down?
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, I think they're about done.
I would probably, I'd be surprised if he opens up this week.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to Mark today, it didn't sound good.
I can't get his.
Brevity on that phrase.
Can't get his staff.
Yeah.
He says all the stuff's
Nothing, nothing.
So-
And there's just no people giving him money. I mean, it's one of those, he would pay people to be up there, but no one brings him business.
And 16 car path, is that being repaid, just down at the bottom, it looks like.
Where we did the plugs,
Right, but.
we just used aeration plugs, so we can grow some grass on that hill.
Okay.
Try to, just because the ruts, when everybody goes up there, they peel out, peel out, peel out.
And I saw it roped off, and I was just curious what was going on.
Yeah, we use those aeration plugs when we pull them out of the grain. We use them all over like the right side 13,
Okay.
doing up that right side. And if we put the plugs down and overseed it, and we catch some rain, they'll pop back up and it'll be halfway decent grass.
Okay.
But if carts go over it and they start peeling out, they'll just rip it all up, so. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
and keep it roped off
Oh, yeah.
the rest of the year.
Doesn't matter if it's roped off, they're still gonna do it.
No, and that's a hill climb. I mean, that's something we'll probably do every
It
year.
happened,
every 2 years.
it happened in the 7th fairway and the 13th fairway where you put plugs in, and it's a day later, it's car trucks.
Right through it.
Right through
Yeah.
Commission comments?
them.
Anything?
Nothing that I can think of at this point, no.
Ian?
No, I'm brought up the communication, general message.
Darren?
I guess just kind of jumping, I think I've asked this question before, but pulling information out of the Golf Now system, like addresses, emails, things like that, is a part of the reporting that can be done to do
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah.
Okay, I guess for the survey, then maybe we could possibly send it that way, like you could just pull, if you could pull the emails, just kind of paste them out of there.
Yeah.
BCC everyone or something.
Yeah, put them all, you get them all in spreadsheet, and just kind of send it off from my
That'd be-
city's, email
yeah.
account or something.
Something like that.
I don't know, all those emails come back to the city, you know?
But and also on that, do we, all those signups we have for all these tournaments that we let non-members play in, so particularly the 4 balls, the 2 balls, the address information, is that all, do those people get entered into the system and with their addresses? Do we
They do
have?
sometimes, yeah.
They do sometimes.
I've got them forms still.
Good form, so they're not all, necessarily all in there. I just think that possibly for some of those tournaments next year, I'm more than happy to make the letters, spending a little bit of money trying to expand those tournaments,
Yeah.
sending a letter to everyone who's ever played, even going forward, having a checkbox on the person who plays in 2 ball, they don't play the 4 ball, and you can
Yeah,
set,
because we can set up category types too.
and you can do a, mail merge and not Excel with their information and all the stuff, I'll write the letter, like, I'd just like to see those tournaments, especially, Columbus Day might get big enough to,
Anything that's, the 2 days that are open to the public.
any of those type of people, just be able to send something early, send something in July.
I've often wondered if it would be helpful to, or if it's even ethical, to post flyers in some of the clubs around us.
That seems, I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I don't know.
That seems touchy to me to say you're trying to poach players from someone else almost, but I don't know.
Oh, you know, the golf
I don't know what
courses?
the feeling is.
Yeah.
I know Derek at Townsend in the past has thrown one up, you know, it's kind of a request type thing,
Yeah.
but,
I mean, I think
I
it,
can't see why you couldn't do it with the courses that we have reciprocal for.
I don't know
yeah,
why.
it's awkward.
Other courses send them us all the time.
We do invitationals, other ones,
The
invitations.
Brentwood one on ours. All the other ones in there, right?
I mean, it'll be a lift on postage, but
But I
you
mean,
know,
I-
you said it was
I-
400.
Just get it.
I fully agree with where you're going, trying to build those.
Yeah, I mean,
tournaments.
The other thing I
Fully
thought of
agree
too
with
is,
If I get 2 more flights, I mean, you've obviously many times overpaid for the postage, the mailing, the paper, and all that stuff, and then, you know, maybe they kind of it doesn't sell over again, you know, maybe it's one mailing early, middle of the summer, I don't know, but just a thought.
the other thing I thought, I haven't started this, you know, talking about maybe trying to find sponsorship for some of these events too. Like find a company that would be willing to kick a couple bucks towards the events. You know, again, don't know if that's possible, but something to look at.
I mean, you know, great that, I don't know if people will pay it, obviously, but, you know, the way the event was run when it first started, where you got all kinds of, you know, cards were included, you had
Yeah.
meals, you had a shirt, you had a hat, like, it was, so, it was great, and I think you have to get to a point where, you know, saying, okay, we do, you know, first team's in or in, and actually we hit that 48 number, and like, people are waiting lists, like, then you can start, you know, people.
Right, that's when
That's when you start probably adding those things back in, if we get to that point.
But you can bump up the price and still the same product.
It's a
But
need, supply and demand issue there, so. Anyway, that's all I had, just see what we have in there, and I can help data entry stuff too, you know, into it, or even just do the sheets, I'll put an Excel sheet, I don't know if we can data load into the golf house,
I'm
so
sure we can get it onto an Excel sheet.
yeah, so, it's just, we can get them all in there, then in the future, we can just have a piece of paper in your hand, when the emails go out, people ignore emails, you got a piece of paper, in mail that's actually not junk mail, people do, you know, like, oh, what's this, it has a stamp on it, like, you know, it's handwritten, you know, if you handwrite even the name on it, they open it even more, that's a lot of work, but anyway, that's what I have. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to the financials. Top sheet is the expenses. And these expenses are paid through October 14th. So right now, our expenses are at $234,515. The only thing that's probably in there that's out of the ordinary would be the windows and the roof. No, the roof was paid last year. This is probably just the windows for the restaurant.
That's gonna be just under 15.
Yeah. Everything else is pretty much okay.
Are they in there already?
No, we just purchased them.
Okay.
It's gonna install them probably once the restaurant closes.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna have to reframe stuff most likely.
Probably.
And then the other sheet is,
The whole side.
yeah, the other sheet is the revenue. So as, this is through October 10th. So we're at $399,000 in revenue, which is roughly almost half of what our projected revenue is.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good, really.
We do have, one thing I didn't bring up, is that we still had ad time with WXLO for the trade-out for the candy card. So you'll start hearing ads now,
Okay.
pushing our reduced green fees for the rest of the season and the membership special.
Good.
So it'll be next 3 weeks or so.
And so memberships are roughly about 45,000, which is not bad. Games fees 166, that's pretty good. Tokens are already at 31.
Imagine if they bought them. Imagine if they bought them, we'd be at 50,000.
Did you put a sign, bring your own basket?
It's just a sad face me. Saying thanks for being a distraction. This is what I want to do, stand over here at 6 in the morning. I know you.
So any other questions on financials? The only other thing, we did get our certification for our reserve going forward, which is certified through Massachusetts DOR, and we're at $373,749. Nice little reserve to have. So just need a motion to approve financials. Is there any other questions?
So moved.
Second?
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, next meeting dates. About November 22nd. Well, let's do it, no, you know what? Let's
That's
do it.
Thanksgiving week.
Right, let's do the 15th instead. If that's, if there's 15th, I just noticed that.
I mean, it's Monday, but still.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like having it during a holiday week. Do the 22nd. Just need a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Mm.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?